Hey guys, Mrs. Lamphere here again, and we are looking at the part 2 of this project in this video. So we're going to add a drawing to the presentation you created in the last project. You will use the results of the assignment as the starting point for the next assignment. And actually, I think this is the last assignment for this unit. So we're going to open our Science Experiment 1. I already have that open. And it says we're going to save it as Science Experiment 2. So under File, we'll go to Save As, and we'll call this Science Experiment 2. Okay, we need to insert a new slide after our procedure. Give the slide a meaningful title. The slide should contain a drawing that supplements your procedure. In other words, it could be a flow chart that describes several steps, or it could be a stick drawing representing what your experiment will look like. So if you're good at drawing with your mouse on a computer, then you could feel free to sketch something. I'll probably go with more of a flow chart. So on my procedure slide, I'm going to insert a new slide, and I'm going to call this title, it said have a meaningful title. I'm not really sure what that means. So I'm just going to say melting chocolate experiment. Because what I want to do, I think what I will do is just kind of make a flow chart to kind of walk the experimenter through the process of this experiment. So under my Insert tab, I'm going to grab some Smart Art here. And so this can count as our drawing. So we can we have a lot of different options here that we can kind of create a chart, or a list, or a process. Well, I'll probably go with the process since that or maybe something like this. So whatever kind of matches whatever your experiment is might lead you to choose a different type of chart here. I think I'll stick with the process one. And I'll go with choosing, this one looks fun. Okay, so you'll notice that it automatically kind of changes that drawing or the chart to the same text and colors as your slides already, so that's kind of handy. Alright, so then we can just simply fill out this little flow chart with our own information. So I'm going to kind of walk the experimenter through what they need, what they should be testing and looking for, what they'll do next in the test, and then what they'll do at the end and test. So just going to fill out some information here. They're going to need chocolate and paper plate. And the first part of my project was for them to put the chocolate in the shade. And then, let's see, looking at my procedure, the step was to record how long it took for the chocolate to melt or how soft it was after 10 minutes. So under here I'm going to put how soft after 10 minutes. And in this next space I'm going to say again, you need your chocolate, paper plate, and this time we need sunshine. And then again, test how soft after 10 minutes. For this last part, let's say we decide to put the chocolate in our mouth. That was an option in my procedure there. In your mouth. There we go. How soft after 10 minutes. And that's assuming that you didn't eat it. I don't know if I could sit there with chocolate in my mouth for 10 minutes and not actually eat it, but for the purposes of this experiment, hopefully I could reframe. Okay, so that's kind of my flow chart or my drawing. Then I'm going to size that down a little bit so I can get some more information on there. So that kind of gives the experimenter a visual of how this experiment's going to work. And then I think I'll add some text down here. Compare the results. And we'll size that up a little bit. And let's see, I need some smart art, so I'm going to go into my Insert tab, and I believe the instructions said to include an arrow. We need to have a drawing object, so that's my flowchart, one auto shape, and one arrow. Oops, so I already have some arrows present on my flowchart here, but I'll go ahead and add, let's add another arrow and another text box. And I'll say, after comparing the results of the temperature at which chocolate melts, begin and enjoy your findings. Meaning, eat the chocolate. And for eating chocolate, that leads me to my final smart art shape. You're going to be happy. Oh, or you can make him sad. So you need to have a drawing, an arrow, and some other smart art shape. So I really don't care what you use as long as you show me that you can demonstrate how to use these items and that you can insert them onto your slide. Let's double check and make sure. Oh, let's go ahead and save that. And double check with our instructions to make sure we got everything. So we have our slide inserted, we have added a title and the drawing. The drawing objects are properly formatted, so we did some resizing there in order to include our own information and to make it look nice on our slide. One auto shape is present, that's my smiley face. I added in another arrow, total points, 10, done. So for the last part of that assignment, you should have just added in this kind of visual slide in order to give the experimenter a good visual of what your experiment kind of looks like. So that's all there is for this part of the assignment. And so you can submit that to the Dropbox and you're good to go.